Hi, I'm Dr. Steve George, Earthkind Landscape Specialist with the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. I'd like to welcome you today to the second in our three-part series on landscape design approaches specially tailored to help you transform your backyard into a place of beauty, productivity, and serenity that will enhance your quality of life. Today's video is on landscape design for big open backyards. We'll show you how to develop a logical, easy to understand and implement plan that will guide you in transforming a backyard that is just a large expanse of turf. It's devoid of landscape plants and is lacking defined areas of interest. And this is a situation that overwhelms a lot of homeowners. So you will see how to transform this type of backyard into beautiful, well-proportioned garden rooms with very attractive ornamental plants and productive earth-kind vegetables, herb, and fruit, plus an attractive and highly functional naturalistic turf area. To me and to many people, the term big backyard means one that's half an acre or more in extent. And this is often the case on an acreage or farm or ranch. Now, some concepts that will help you. When you're facing this, you've got to be bold and take charge of the situation. I'll show you how to do that. You need to decide how much area you can fully landscape over the next 3 or 4 years. And we all have a budget. And initially, for most homeowners, it's best to fully landscape an area the size of an average backyard, not an entire half acre. Now, this general approach I'm sharing with you, it's going to work anytime the backyard appears larger than you want it to. Doesn't have to be half an acre. On paper, you want to divide the entire backyard into landscape rooms. Then you install the actual landscape in phases. Usually for most families, that's just one landscape room at a time as you get the time, money, and energy. But you're going to be much happier with the end result when you do it in phases. I'd suggest you separate the major areas with section of attractive fencing. We're going to show you how to do that. And for most families, they're going to want to begin their landscape installation by making a beautiful patio area. And then you can always plant fruit, nut, or flowering trees in that outermost area. All right. Let me talk to you here about our drawing. First thing you want to do is designate a service area. Normally you want that near the garage if possible. Here we would probably put it in a side yard. Wherever you put it, you certainly want to screen it from view. Now, to dramatically reduce your monthly water bills for this area, I'd suggest you break it into 3 zones. Zone A is around your patio. That's where you want to spend your money on water. Zone B, once they're established, you're not going to have to water them very often. Zone C, once it's established, maybe once a year is all that you want to water that. So in this, and I would use attractive fencing to delineate the area that we're going to fully landscape from the naturalistic turf area. And boy, this approach is going to help you a lot. In this outermost area, I suggest a sustainable turf approach. It has a pleasing appearance of a naturalistic park area. I would select a turf that's easy to establish, very drought and pest tolerant, and that's matched to the amount of direct sunlight it will receive. For help, I would suggest you go to Turf Grass Selection for Texas for regionalized turf grass recommendations from top A&M experts, including my great friend and teammate, Dr. James McAfee. Please see the comment section. I will have a link for you there to this very valuable reference. Anytime you're landscaping, what I recommend you start the design with an oval, because we want to avoid harsh angles, and right angles are very harsh in their appearance. So start with an oval, as we've done here. We want a bold, pleasing design. You want to avoid squiggly lines. So having a beautiful oval that takes out all those corners. Notice in the new fence we have 45 degrees here instead of 90 degrees. Within the fully landscaped section, the major areas of interest will be around the patio and then the accent corner where we want to draw the eye, and then border plantings, which I've denoted here as landscape beds. It's always better to walk through a garden rather than just beside a garden. But I think you'll be very happy with that. Now, as the years go on, 3 or 4 years downstream, if you have more time and money, you could put a Earthkind destination garden out here with a beautiful fence and a gazebo. And here you can have drifts of fruit trees or drifts of flowering trees chosen for their succession of color. Now, I checked with your county extension agent for their local recommendations on landscape plants, but as an example, here in north central Texas, we have red buds. They bloom in early spring, and then Vitex blooms in early summer. Desert willow blooms in mid to late summer, and then trees for fall color. Here, what I recommend is shantung maple and bigtooth maple, so that you'll have color over most of the year here. All right, now I have some slides I'd like to show you. The basics on backyard landscape design within the fully landscaped section of the yard. The 3 main areas will be patio, accent corner, and border plantings. And this is a sketch of an excellent design approach for a patio garden. This backyard was really large. The family only had like $5,000 to spend, and rather than trying to landscape the entire area, which $5,000 would certainly not have been enough, they chose to concentrate their funds on. They enlarged the patio. They have, as you can see, panels of attractive wooden fencing to create a beautiful outdoor room. So that's a wonderful way to handle it. The rest of the yard, they just used in the as a naturalistic turf area. It saves lots of water. So this is an excellent approach in that situation. Now, on the drawing earlier, I drew in a new fence, and we didn't want to fence out the view, but we wanted to delineate the fully landscaped area from the naturalistic area. This 3-rail fence is a great way to do that. We've had wonderful luck with high quality white vinyl fencing. So this is a beautiful fence, and the green there, that's a naturalistic turf area. That's what we're talking about. Now, it certainly has some weeds in it, but after you mow it, it's very attractive, just like you see there, and saves so much on your water bill as opposed to watering that area intensively, which would cost a lot of money. In that outlying area, you can have drifts of flowering trees, and you can any area of the state you can have trees that will bloom at different times. You can choose those so you'll have a succession of bloom, and that is a beautiful thing. You can also have flowering shrubs to go along with it, where it just be an explosion of color in the spring. There's a publication I would highly recommend to you, Landscaping the Farmstead. It was created by Kansas State University. It is the best publication on this important topic that I have ever seen. It covers many topics, included much needed info on windbreaks and shelter belts. Or if you're out in a windy area of the state like the Panhandle, I would highly recommend windbreaks. It has many excellent illustrations, and here's the link to it, and I will put that in the comment section as well. Here's an example of their illustrations. They're very well done. I learned a lot just by looking at the illustrations and reading the captions. In closing, if you follow the suggestions we've offered, you can transform a big, open, overwhelming backyard into one with comfortable, relaxing, and beautiful garden rooms that will bring you lasting enjoyment. I predict that you will experience a sense of pride and feeling of accomplishment in how well you have transformed this space. I want to let you know that next Wednesday, on February 23rd, we will have another video on landscape design entitled Creating an Earthkind Destination Garden. Earthkind Destination Garden is the most exciting new concept in landscape design that I've seen in the past 20 years. So hope you will join us then.